You do the responsible thing. You save, you budget, you skip the latte, and at the end of the month, you're in the exact same spot. Meanwhile, someone who seems less disciplined, less careful, keeps getting ahead. Not because they're lucky, not because they inherited anything, because they think backwards, and you still think forwards. Here's what nobody in the personal finance world wants to admit. The people who build real wealth don't follow the rules most of us were taught. They don't think about money the way you do. They don't ask the same questions. They don't make the same calculations. And I don't mean they break the law or take reckless gambles. I mean they approach every financial decision from the opposite direction. And that one flip changes everything. Think about how you make a money decision. You look at your bank account. You see what's there. Then you decide what you can afford. That's forward thinking. Income first, lifestyle second. The wealthy flip it. They decide what their life needs to look like first. Then they build the income to fund it. The decision comes before the resource, not after. Sound crazy? It should. Because you were trained to think the other way your entire life. Sign first. You protect comfort instead of creating leverage. Let me show you what this looks like in practice. Most people get a raise and think, great, now I can relax a little. Bigger apartment, nicer car, maybe finally upgrade that phone. The person who thinks backwards gets the same raise and thinks, what can this buy me in leverage? Leverage means, what asset, skill, or system can I put this money into that pays me back? Not once, but repeatedly. That's the first difference. Forward thinkers spend to feel comfortable. Backward thinkers spend to create leverage. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Comfort is the most expensive thing you'll ever buy. Because it costs you your future. Every dollar that goes to comfort is a dollar that could have gone to something that compounds. A course that increases your earning power. A down payment on an asset. An investment that grows while you sleep. The wealthy don't hate comfort. They just refuse to buy it before they've earned it through leverage. Now, if this is making sense so far, hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach people who need to hear this. Sign second. You think in hours, not in systems. Here's the second difference. And this one is invisible to most people. Forward thinkers trade hours for dollars. They ask, how much can I earn this month? The answer depends on how many hours they work. More hours, more money. Fewer hours, less money. It's a straight line. Backward thinkers ask a completely different question. How can I build something that makes money whether I'm working or not? This isn't just about passive income. This is about a fundamental shift in how you see time itself. Forward thinkers see time as something to sell. Backward thinkers see time as something to invest. When you sell your time, you can never get it back, and you can never scale it past 24 hours in a day. When you invest your time into a system, a business, a skill, a piece of content, a product, that system can work for you at 3 a.m. It can work while you're on vacation. It can work in 5 different places at once. This is why someone who seems less hardworking than you can end up earning 10 times more, not because they work 10 times harder, because they built something that works without them. The question isn't, how hard do you work? The question is, what's working for you right now, even when you're not? Sign third. You avoid risk instead of managing it. Here's the third sign. And this one runs the deepest. Most people were taught, avoid risk. Save what you can. Play it safe. Don't put yourself in a position where you could lose. It sounds responsible. It feels responsible. But here's the problem. Avoiding risk is itself the riskiest thing you can do. Because inflation doesn't care that you played it safe. Cost of living doesn't pause because you were careful. And the gap between what you earn and what things cost keeps widening every single year. The wealthy don't seek risk. They manage it. There's a difference. Forward thinkers ask, can I afford to take this risk? Backward thinkers ask, can I afford not to take this risk? That's the flip. Not recklessness. Calculated exposure. Not gambling. Strategic investment in outcomes where the upside is asymmetric. Asymmetric means the worst case costs you a small, predictable amount. The best case changes your entire financial trajectory. That's how the wealthy think about risk. They don't avoid it. They size it. They limit their downside. And then they take the step. Most people won't, because most people are too afraid of losing to ever position themselves to win. Now here's where it gets really interesting, because none of this is about being smarter. It's about the operating system running in the background. By now you might be thinking, okay, but I can't just flip a switch and start thinking backwards. And you're right, you can't, because the way you think about money isn't a choice you made. It's a script you inherited. Remember, by the time you were 7 years old, your core money beliefs were already locked in. You watched how your parents handled bills. You heard how they talked about rich people. You felt whether money meant safety or stress in your house. And your brain built a model, a blueprint. If that blueprint says money is scarce, you'll think forwards. You'll protect. You'll hoard. You'll play defense. If that blueprint says money is something I can create, you'll think backwards. You'll invest. You'll leverage. You'll build. Same world. Same economy. Completely different results. Because the script running in the background determines every decision you make without you even knowing it. But here's what most people miss. Your script isn't permanent. Your brain is neuroplastic. It rewires based on new input and new behavior. That means your money script can change. But it won't change from reading another book. You've already proven that. The gap isn't knowledge, it's identity. So here's the shift. 3 steps. Step 1. Audit the question behind every money decision. Next time you're about to spend, save, or invest, catch the question you're asking yourself. Is it, can I afford this? Or, does this create leverage? If it's the first one, you're thinking forwards. Practice replacing it. Not because the first question is wrong, but because it keeps you trapped in the same loop. Step 2. Make one backward decision. This week, don't overhaul your whole financial life. Pick one decision the backwards version of you would make. Invest instead of spend. Build instead of consume. Create something that can generate value without your direct time. One decision. That's a vote for a new identity. Step 3. Change your language. Stop saying, I can't afford that. Say, that's not where I'm putting my leverage right now. Stop saying, that's too risky. Say, what's the downside and can I handle it? The words you use shape the pathways your brain builds. This isn't motivational fluff. This is neuroscience. Let me bring this full circle. The reason you're stuck isn't that you don't work hard enough. It isn't bad luck. And it isn't the economy. It's that you're playing a wealth-building game with a forward-thinking operating system. And no tactic, no budget, no side hustle, no savings account will outperform the script running underneath it. The people who build real wealth aren't born different. They just asked a different question early enough that it changed everything. The question isn't, how much can I earn? The question is, what can I build that earns whether I'm in the room or not? Start there, and everything else follows. If this hit home, subscribe. This channel is dedicated to the psychology behind building real wealth. I'll see you in the next one.